Welcome. Yeah. We're back for another episode of Real News with your host, The Champ.
And Alex.
We are back again like I told you a long time ago. It's been a minute now. We're going to be here each and every week bringing you the fresh takes out the oven, the popular topics, the thing you talk about with your mama, your sister, your homeboy, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever that may be. These are things you talking about each and every day, and we bringing it to you each and every week, man. We got the topics ranging from sports,
politics,
music,
and anything else that matters. So come tune in with us and catch a wave.
Catch a wave.
By the way, thank you all to the supporters that's supporting us, man. And we will have that Real News intro coming to y'all. A lot of people been asking when the Real News song come out, man. So we are definitely working on that for y'all. So me and Champ will be tuned back in with you soon. So stay tuned.
Thank you. Real News, baby.
Don't go nowhere. Real News will be right back with you.
Real News.
Real News. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Coming to you straight from the commercial. Right back. Boom on you.
So let's give them that first topic of the day. History on this day.
Ooh, back again.
Yeah. May 27th, 1937, Golden Gate Bridge opened. San Francisco, baby. San Francisco. This was one of the most artistic achievements achieved that opened up in the public after 5 years of constructing, people.
So we're going to talk about 11 people actually died during the building of this bridge.
Yeah.
Now, on May 27th, 1937 is when the bridge were officially opened to the public. On that day, they didn't have any traffic, only pedestrians. There was actually about 200,000 people there that day to check it out. Yeah. They were there to check out the 4,200-foot long Golden Gate Bridge that had opened up, a historical thing. Like you said, they were working on it for 5 long years. And it was actually going on during the country's depression. Yeah. So monumental achievement, and robusted and boomed a lot of jobs. And just to see the progress in the economy in the city.
What was it, 1937, correct? That was an economic crisis for us, people. Yeah. So that right there, that symbolized that we were on to better things, people. Right. We had enough time to make progress, and we found time to do that, and it created new life. It created new life for people.
That uplifted the city. The Bay Area was booming. Yeah. We know how it is now. It's a booming area.
This was a symbol of progression, people, and it still remains one of the world's most recognizable architectural structures in today's modern world. So that lets you know, people, whenever this little crisis that America's going through right now with the mass shooting, something has to prevail, people, which means we have to open up our minds and build something new. Yeah. And something that's going to contribute to the success of being human. Yeah.
And Alex, this Golden Gate Bridge may not seem too big, but it was big during the time people were down and out, down on their luck, and this gave them something to hope for and build to, and we see how it still is today, providing safety and things of that nature for just everyday travel. We don't think much about it, but the people that worked hard for it, and we just want to give a shout out to those men who did die working on that bridge so many years ago. We thank you, because your achievement is still here today. They don't even know that. It's still here today. People still using it, and we gotta praise the past, man. This is why we talk about history on this day. Yeah. Every show, every week, man.
History is forever, people.
It's forever. It's not going anywhere. We have to talk about it. It creates a good, positive conversation, and it's knowledge. It's only knowledge and history, knowing more, because it's already passed, so it's not something you can change. It's only something you can learn. So that's why we talk about history on this day. That's why it's one of our favorite segments. That's why we open it up to you guys each and every week, and we're going to continue to do that. We hope you enjoy this segment, because we definitely enjoy making it. And like I said, we learn something new just by working. Just by working and putting out this show for you, we learn something new. Bay Area, you know, the Golden Gate Bridge is 4,200 feet long. So if you shorten that down, that's 420. 420 connection with the Bay Area. You already know what I'm saying. You already know what I'm getting at. And I'll see you there, baby.
See you there, Bay Area. 420. Thank you for staying tuned in.
Real News. Nice little fit on today. Rocking the gold chain, you know.
Yeah, man. Just a little something new, man, for the fans.
Something slight.
Switch up. Yeah.
That's real news then, man. That's real news, man. I'm rocking the black myself today.
That's nice.
We in a time of pain in this country, and a time of growth and maybe a little darkness, but of course we want to bring it out to the light. So the black signifies something, man. It's powerful. It's a message. Everybody know what black stands for. It's power at the same. So I want to implore and I want to preach power at the same time for not even those below, everybody up high. Everybody get together and bring their power together for something positive.
Yes.
So
and that's the only way we're gonna grow. People,
we're in the black
together.
today, and I say that to jump into. America has had its 23rd school shooting in the short year of 2018. We're only in the end of May, and sadly enough, this is something we talk about each and every week, and not even something of the past. This is a new shooting that we tend to talk about each and every week on this show. And trust me, it's not fun.
It's not fun to talk about.
Not entertaining, but we must talk about it because we wanted to get better. If you see this message or if whatever's going on in your life, well, we want you to hear our thoughts on it. And it's not right. It's not a positive thing at all. I believe the shooting was in Indiana this time.
Yeah, it was. Middle school people. You usually hear about mass school shootings and you think high school or college, but this was actually out of middle school. So this hit me deep because, you know, one of my cousins, he's actually going to middle school the upcoming year or the upcoming fall semester. So it's like, what do these kids really know, or what are they being taught at home, you know? And actually, allegedly said that the kid, he actually excused himself from class, and when he came back to class, it was a science classroom, when he came back to class, he actually had two guns on him, and he shot a child, and right before he could shoot anybody else, one of the teachers actually stopped him from doing a whole mass shooting. So only 2 were injured. One, a student, which is a female young lady, actually going to tackle the student. He got shot in the stomach, and he was actually released from the hospital May 26th, yesterday. So everything's good with them. They do have that child detained, and they're trying to figure out what to do with him.
Right, what the sentencing would be on such a young person, a young man. They don't even know what to do with him. He's definitely in the system. He definitely deserves some punishment, but they believe people of that age can receive rehabilitation sometimes and maybe not get caught up in the system. So whatever it is, I just hope if it's helpful, it's actually helpful, and this man never does anything again. If they lock him up, then so be it. They need to lock him up. Whatever it is to keep the masses safe, because it's definitely about the greater good and the greater people out here, and then more people than just one. We always have to be willing to not necessarily punish one, but if that one person can cause harm to many for the greater good, that maybe even if he is a middle school child, young boy, he should be locked up or kept under protective watch where he cannot do that again, because it's just not worth it to have somebody.
And they don't even get to live their full life. These kids are into their own life after the shooting, or they have these cops come in and shoot these kids, or they going to jail. They have no future. They're throwing their whole future away. So it's like, what are these kids really doing out here, or what are their parents really teaching them out here? That's what I would like to know. And it's sad that we have to say, modern day USA needs to come to an understanding that these shootings are destroying these kids' generation, or the younger generation. It's killing them off slow. And it's sad, man. And we're gonna have to do something about it. It's not just us talking to y'all. We're gonna have to do something about it, and it's up to us, you know.
Definitely up to the people that are not in high school, the older people with some power in politics and these big corporations, things of that nature. Man, we just want a positive understanding of all life.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is nobody needs to be going anywhere, shooting up anything from high school to another country to the moon or whatever, or space, anything.
Worldwide peace is
worldwide.
What we preach.
This is, I mean, it seems such a simple concept just to not bother anybody. Everybody work. Everybody does a fair thing. Everybody treats each other fairly. You pay your wages, pay your taxes. Seems so simple, but it's not. And we talking about from a young age. It's not a simple concept. These kids are young kids going in here shooting up schools. And like you said, for what reason? There's no life after that. You're accomplishing nothing but hate and misery for the people around you. The people that seen you and associated with you every day. School shootings, work shootings. What's the point? What's the reason? So we need to talk about it to get everybody in a positive mindset and a positive place in their life to where these things don't happen so much.
So, speaking of real news, We speaking of all these mass shootings, but Trump, we're not hearing nothing from him.
No.
Our president, Trump, what do you have to actually say about these mass shootings? You know, on Saturday, speaking of real news, on Saturday, Trump has actually gave credit to one of the school teachers that have disarmed the Indiana shooter. Trump, you're just now saying something about it.
President Trump, who usually doesn't have much to say about these school shootings because he is supported by NRA and big businesses of that nature, but he did tweet some support for the teacher who disarmed this student in Indiana, and of course we all praise this man, and we hope for even speedy recovery. We hear he's out the hospital, fully recovered, man. This is a national hero. These are the guys who need to be praised on a daily basis because another teacher might have not done that. He might have got out the way and let these kids, go down in a negative way. So we're shouting out and giving our praise to that man as well. And we would like to thank you from the children and the people of America, any race, creed, or color. People like that are national heroes, and we would like to thank him as well.
Oh, speaking of mass shootings, and linking the NRA to these mass shootings, allegedly Oliver North, who is a powerful chairman, has something to say on these mass shootings. He's connecting the drug industry, as in Ritalin, into what he thinks is why these kids are doing these mass shootings. I can definitely appeal to that conversation, but as a powerful chairman, you should say, these guns might just be the problem. These guns in all of these households. I'm not saying you can go out to each household and get every gun. I'm just saying, there's a law that should be in place to where these kids should be more safe in their free environment.
Yeah, Alex, and it should be a real conversation with these guns. And as just a good person, as a logical person, the NRA should be way more open to talks of banning these assault rifles. And powerful people in the NRA just coming out and basically finding an excuse to protect their money, their pocket, like we told you about that product. People are worried about People are more worried about the money in the pocket than the lives we are losing. Now, the drug companies as well may lose some money if we need to put more research in these drugs, what we're giving these kids, and cut back on it. I'm fine with all of that.
Because it's the side effects.
These assault rifles and these big guns are definitely part of the reason of these school shootings.
Yeah.
Like we telling you, man, this Indiana school shooting, he had 2 handguns. And he was fortunately only able to hurt 2 people.
Yes.
Now, if this guy had an automatic,
who knows how bad it could have gotten.
I don't think that teacher wouldn't have been able to stop him, and this story would have been way more tragic if that kid had possibly had an automatic in this school. So we got to have an open conversation, and we need some of these gun nuts, and not necessarily nuts, because the Second Amendment is a true amendment, but some of these down hard gun owners who own these big guns, and the NRA supporters, and the people who the NRA supports, as in politicians, to be open to this reasonable and logical talk.
Just take caution to the real world.
Just take some time. Some time, y'all. That's all we're here to talk about here on Real News, because it's a real thing. It's real people, and these are real lives we're losing. And now this is a weekly thing. This is school shootings are turning into a weekly thing. You guys hear that? This is disgusting.
And it's really the culture, what they're growing up watching on their TVs or hearing with this music. Because it's like, I want to say the culture has actually bought violence and made it common to where they think it's okay, and maybe the kids don't know the difference between reality and what's not reality. So parents, that's on you to put that on yourself, to make sure your child knows what's reality, and that it's not okay to go out and kill and hurt people, because it's not.
That's a very great point, Alex. Imagination and reality are 2 separate things. The video game world and reality are 2 very separate things. And man, I'm a video game guy, and I've been a video game guy for a while, so I don't even think we need to ban those. It's just knowing the difference, and the parents out here watching what your kids watch at such a young age. And some kids are smart, and they can fully understand shows like Family Guy, games like Call of Duty. It's all for fun, it's all for comedy, and it's all for entertainment. You got 7-year-olds that fully understand that.
Yeah.
But
we're not throwing no hate at you.
Oh yeah.
We're not throwing no hate.
It's all love. But as a parent, you should know what your kid can handle and understand. And if you don't, there's research into parenting.
Yep.
You know, if you need help parenting, there's so much information now on the internet to where parents are definitely another thing. Like I said, to have an open conversation in your house with your family. We can cut down on these things.
It's okay to have an open conversation in your household.
It's the only thing that keep us doing. That's why we here each and every week on Real News, to spread that open conversation and maybe spark an open conversation, because you never know who might need it, who was on the edge, somebody didn't understand one thing or another. So let's talk about it, and everybody be willing to talk about it.
Yes.
On the street the other day, tree, it just middle of the road. It was late.
Hello?
Hey, David Hansen calling
David
in from
Hansen.
Hong Kong.
Who?
David Hansen.
Yes, the
AI
David
developer.
Hansen.
The
former
David
Disney
Hansen.
Imagineer.
All right, I got you.
Just calling in, you know,
Wow.
I just made
Are
the
you
new Sophia
serious?
bots, the new form of artificial intelligence I got going on in the future.
Hong Kong.
I'm just
Okay.
trying to make the world a better place.
All right, man.
And I hope
Okay,
this
man.
airwaves
Yeah, all right.
gets my message out.
Man, I just got off the phone with David Hansen, man. He is an AI developer. You know what that is? Artificial intelligence, people, man. One of the greatest Imagineers ever. Why do I say that? Because he worked with Walt Disney, man, and you know how good their things become. So this guy, David Hansen, has actually created a humanoid, which is artificial intelligence, people. Sophia the bot, which was created in Hong Kong. But guess what, man?
What?
Tell me why this humanoid now has citizenship in Saudi Arabia, the country.
Saudi Arabia, that's wild. I mean, I was doing some research earlier for this topic, and man, if you haven't seen it, look it up. Sophia the Bot is the name. This thing has facial expression. It knows who you are. It knows what your favorite movie, what year it came out. You can have a full-on conversation with this bot. Like I said, look it up. It's very, very interesting, and basically want to get there to get to how you feeling about this technology and this future of, man, one day you could walk into a bar and start up a conversation with a woman, and then she got to tell you later on that she's a robot.
Oh, man. Well, that's a bit weird. That's a bit out of this world.
Out of
but
this
it's,
world.
It's definitely going to happen, people. And this is the future we have to look forward to, because it's happening right now. How do I feel about robots in this artificial intelligence? She actually said as long as we're nice to her, she'll be nice to us. So that makes me think they're able to progress without even having to use us. The technology is progressing by itself daily. It's engineering itself like a brain does, but like faster.
Man, this stuff is scary. That positive to me, I'll be positive to you. That's not the most trusting statement I've ever heard. Artificial intelligence, very cool things, but like we talked about earlier, I've seen a lot of movies.
Yeah,
So,
Will Smith, hell of a movie. Man.
So I'm a little skeptical about it. I don't want this thing thinking it doesn't need me anymore, because after a point, you make a robot too smart, it won't need you anymore to be able to create the next robot and the next robot and things of that nature.
Let me quote a question that was asked Sophia the robot. Anyways, the interviewer, he actually asked her, how do you know if you're a robot? And she simply asked him, how do you know if you're a human? That type of quick response, people, from a robot is insane, and I'm excited for it, but at the same time, we have to be very aware, and we have to put a little bit more work until we start giving citizenships to robots.
Yeah. I can definitely agree with that.
That's
Alex.
Futurama type
that's
stuff,
deep.
man.
And the country was Saudi Arabia. Now, Saudi Arabia, don't quote me on this, I don't even think they have fully equal rights for their women yet.
For their women, right?
So, that's not to jump into another topic, but
It's kind of weird.
that's kind of weird. You give a robot citizenship, but you don't have full rights for your women yet. But I digress. It's not something we talk about it right now. We might jump into that another time.
Boom!
Hello. Yes, this is he. May I ask who's speaking? Who? This is Sophia the bot. This is Sophia the bot from the internet?
That's Sophia the bot.
Okay.
Why she making
Instructions. Instructions for what? No. I don't think I could do that.
What's she?
Yes, that is my address. How do you know my address? I got a guy beside me. I know just the guy. Hold on a minute. I think she want to talk to you.
Hello? Sophia, look, it was one night, okay? It was one night, relax, all right? Google Maps, trap phone. Hey, I gotta go. So let's dive into that hot topic, man, which is music. Always gonna be current, man. We actually have a citizen, or who's known as a rapper, Travis Scott, who actually teamed up with Tillman, owner of the Houston Rockets. And they actually put a contribute, or they actually did a tribute to honor the victims of the Santa Fe High School shooting.
Santa Fe High School,
Yes.
something we talked about last week on this show. Very tragic shooting down
Yeah.
there in Santa Fe, Texas. And we once again want to send our love and prayers to all the victims and all
Yes.
the families. Once again,
People, that shooting was just May 18th. That was last week. And actually the fact that these two were able to come together and put something together for the people, to let them know, to let the people know that it's not just about the rich, that we can still go out and help. Hello?
Yeah, it's Drizzy.
Drizzy.
Yeah, man. More tune for your head top.
More tune for your
Tell
head
Push
top?
that when you see him.
Wow. Okay, I mean, I'll tell
Yeah,
Push
Just
what I'm
Airwaves.
saying, man. Okay. All right, yeah, Just Airwaves. Yeah, appreciate it. So, now let's actually talk about some music, man. I'm hearing King Push from Good Music has actually dropped an album, Daytona.
yeah.
Oh, I'm hearing the production is amazing. Not even amazing, but it's a good sound, you know. And it's not something that's really going on in today music. So I'm hearing it's actually a good sound. But the most talked about track on there, Infrared. Here's the Drake diss.
Yeah, and like another guy we talked about last week, Drizzy Drake, one of the kings of rap.
Yeah.
Shots at Drizzy, man. I
Yeah.
heard the song myself. Definitely came at his head directly. It wasn't no subtweet, subquote. We knew who he was talking about.
Yeah.
But the thing about that, hours later after this song dropped, the boy Drake puts one on King Push's head with
Yeah.
that Duppy diss track.
Yeah.
Hey, man, y'all go check that out. He goes in, man. That boy Drake goes in on Pusha T.
But wait. You can't find this on Apple Music. Where is it located?
It's on SoundCloud. My man
Okay.
put it on SoundCloud for the whole
Wow.
world to hear. He didn't want no excuses.
Uh-huh.
I ain't got Apple Music. Nah, he made it for free.
Yeah.
He came at King Push's head, man. I enjoyed the track.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, man, every time Drizzy Drake drops something, it's on my phone, I'm downloading, I gotta check it out.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the same way with Pusha T, even though I know he's a good artist. I heard a lot of his music, and I do enjoy it at the same time.
Yeah, and he's a very great artist going at it, man, and that's what's needed. The competition is needed in order to excel people.
Bring the
So
wrap up, but like I said, Drizzy Drake right now, one of the kings of rap, been on top for a long time. Pusha, you got the lyrics, but do you have the fan base?
Ooh.
We already seen what Drizzy Drake can do. He can
Yeah.
just tear you down.
And yet alone, Drizzy fan base might be able to tear you down before he could.
Man, that track was fire. Pusha T talked about it. He said he's basically ready for it, so we'll see if he drops something hot. We'll be listening for it.
Yeah.
We're gonna check it out. We're gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. But man, Drizzy got that heat, and man, this song is popping, man. Y'all go check
And I'm a hell of a Good Music fan, but like I said, man, it's time for competition. I love the way they're going at it right now. I'm excited to hear Drake. He said he was in album mode.
Yeah, know what that means.
Pushed his album out.
Right.
Let the people know how he feeling.
We
So
told y'all a few weeks ago, Good Music said they coming back this summer, dropping
Yeah.
some tracks and albums, so we ready for that. And not the name drop, but since we talk about music, let's talk about that Just Airwaves SoundCloud. Like we told y'all, we got new hot music coming out now every week. We got multiple artists on the label. We trying to grow. We trying to get bigger, baby. Just Airwaves. Check us out on SoundCloud. New music. We appreciate
like you
y'all.
said, check us out. Just Airwaves on SoundCloud, Twitter, or Instagram, man.
And while y'all there, while y'all on the internet popping search around, y'all hop on Twitter or Instagram and hit _real news. Hit the follow button. Just Airwaves is the YouTube page. Hit the subscribe button. We gonna be here each and every week anyway, so you might as well show us some love. And if you do, we thank you. If you're watching this video, we thank you. We love all the support, man. Hot topics, hot music, real news.
Stay tuned in with us, and we'll be right back with you, man.
Real news.
Real.
And we're getting back to another serious subject here in America. Also sports related at the same time, only because this young African American male who we're about to talk about, Sterling Brown, is an NBA player. He just happens to be an NBA player, so we get to shine a little bit more light on it, and which is sadly something. This man, he wasn't fatally injured, luckily, so it's good that we can talk about it with him, and it's definitely getting a little bit more publicity because he is an NBA player. Back in January 26th to be exact, Sterling Brown, NBA player for the Milwaukee Bucks, was he double parked in a handicapped spot there's a video out, and this is why this thing is getting big now. The video was released actually last Wednesday. He was double parked in a handicapped spot. From the video, you can see he parked horribly. He said he was just running in and out, which is believable. But the park was horrible, so there was a reason for the police to approach him, which is very understandable. When you watch the video, you understand that first part. This young man is just asking a lot of questions, the right questions that you ask an officer who was trying to speak to you and detain you. He was being very respectful. He gave the officer, there's a video, guys. He gave the officer all his paperwork, and then the officer asked him again, what's his name? And he's just like, I just gave you my ID, my paperwork, why are you asking me my name? Things of that. As you can see from the video, this guy was parked horribly in front of the store. He told the officer he was just being quick, running in and out. Something we all do as Americans, maybe park illegally when we think we're being fast. And sometimes we just aren't, and we get in trouble for it. And trust me, as an American citizen who pays taxes, that's fine with me. If you're double parked in a handicapped spot, you get a ticket for it. I get a ticket for it. The president should get a ticket for it. Everybody should get a ticket for it because it is illegal like this. You know, just trying to explain himself. Very respectful from what the video shows, and the video has not been altered, so it's proof. Very respectful to this officer. The officer.
So was this on the body camera of the cop?
Yes, the body cam of the first police officer who had talked to this man. Things escalated. This man did not escalate emotionally. He stayed grounded and stable. This man, Sterling Brown, grew up in Illinois where his father was a police officer. So he knows the law, he knows officers, and he knows how to speak to officers. But this officer felt the need to call for backups. I believe it was 8 officers that ended up
for a parking violation.
For a parking violation, because this guy is however tall he is. From what I saw from the video, most officers were white. That shouldn't have anything to do with it, but it's 2018.
It does.
So we know it does. So large black male, nice car, nice chain. There might just be a little bit of hate going on. Sorry to speak on it, America, but hate and fear are the reason these young dudes are getting treated the way they're getting treated. Get to the moral of the story. He's once again speaking peacefully. He just wanted to know why are all these officers there to detain him when he doesn't feel it's necessary. He spoke on it. He said he just wanted to get a ticket and go home that night because he know about the brutality of police officers toward black men in America. He knows. He watches the news. Minorities in general, he knows. He says he did not want to get in any trouble but the ticket that he knew he deserved. We see an officer ask him to pull his hands out of his pocket. Basically, he seems like he was getting there, but he didn't do it fast enough. Thrown on the ground by 4 to 5 officers. Once again, even though he's NBA star, tall guy, he did not fight these guys back. He was thrown to the ground. He was detained, and seconds later, you hear tase him. As this man is being put in handcuffs and not fighting back, he is tased without choice. You hear this large guy, this NBA player, this superhero type figure on the ground screaming and groaning because he doesn't even know what's going on, and I'm sure at that point he didn't know what was coming next. He's already in handcuffs and being tased why wouldn't they shoot him next? He doesn't know what's going on. He was scared. He said he hates to watch the video and relive that moment.
Cause nobody wants to live that moment, man. Especially if it's just a parking violation. Why are you tasing me?
Yes, and him and his legal
you have
team,
all my paperwork.
Him and his legal team are going to push forward and try to get some more justice from that department.
Yes, and it should be. This case should still be under scrutinization because this is not acceptable.
Man, like I said, the video's online. You could watch it, look it up. This video was disgusting to me. I'm happy he came out pretty much not too harmed other than the tase that he received and the fall to the ground. I'm happy about that, but I'm happy about nothing else in this video. This is sickening. The position of power that these hateful men are put in, these hateful people, and not of any race. There's hateful people of every race, creed, and color. It just upsets me that they get put in a position of power to do these things to our young men of color, of white,
and you know what? Now that you say that, this is just off the top of my head. These cops should get psychological tests done with them before they are able to become a cop.
Yes.
Or an officer, because it's definitely ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Not only the 23rd mass shooting in these schools, but we still have police brutality going on in 2018.
This is daily, people. This is daily. This is weekly, and it's sad. Another sad day.
We as humans, we as beings, will not ever be able to grow if we cannot come together. You know, and maybe it's not going to happen, but we have to try, people. We have to try.
The officers received punishment, some suspensions. I'm sure they could have been a lot harsher on them because it just makes no sense for you to treat any other human being like this just because you have a small position of power and really hurt someone for no real reason, and it's sickening. And another thing I want to bring up, the body cam. He was wearing a body cam, but it was actually partially covered by, I see the face you're making, I understand that. It was actually partially covered by his radio. Not understanding that, I believe if you are made to wear a body cam, it should be nothing should obstruct that.
Everything should be seen.
Nothing should obstruct that. That immediately makes me think, oh, you want to get away with something because it wasn't in the camera. And as a police officer, that's sickening. That you want to get away with something. You're supposed to uphold the law.
And
justice.
you know, y'all are going to get away with it. All y'all lawyers have to do is say, oh, yeah, the radio was right there. We didn't get this. We didn't get that on camera. No. Go there and tell exactly what happened. Yeah. Justice is justice. And being unjustly will not get you satisfied.
Yes. And speaking on injustice, a few years ago, an NFL quarterback named Colin Kaepernick started to sit during the national anthem, and he was actually contacted by a former vet, and the vet said, you know what, he talked to the vet, he told the vet, I'm doing this for equality in America, and the Army vet said, can you please kneel, can you not sit? So this man, 2 years ago now, this man, Colin Kaepernick, started kneeling during the national anthem for equality of all race in America.
Any color. The
decrease of police brutality. Now, Colin Kaepernick has said many times that was the reason. So, with that being the reason, many of his NFL companions, now Colin Kaepernick doesn't have a job at NFL, and a lot of people fully agree that's the reason why, which doesn't make sense. But a lot of his NFL cohorts came together and followed that trend. Last year, it became a big thing. We had full teams kneeling, and it was only done for equality in America. Now, we got hateful people like Donald Trump who will lead you to believe that kneeling is disrespecting of the flag.
And I'm allegedly hearing that our president has called, well, I'm not going to say our president, but Trump has called these players taking this knee for this equality SOB, son of a, you feeling it? Who does that? Trump has now used the NFL as his piñata.
Yes.
His rallying platform. Basically what he's doing.
Last Wednesday, a new rule was improved. Now, the NFL season is not underway. This is the summer for them. There's no games going on if you don't know. They have approved a new rule that if you kneel while the national anthem is going on, you will be fined as a player, basically making it illegal. They are allowing players to sit in the locker room if they would choose to, but if you come out and you kneel for the national anthem, which signifies equality of race, you get fined. This is another bad move by the NFL in my eyes. I'm an NFL fan. I watch the NFL. This won't affect it because I know the guys I'm going to support and watching and want to see do their talent athletically.
Yeah.
I know most of them are against this, or I believe they are, and a lot of them kneeled last year. So I won't let that affect my watching of the NFL, but I don't agree with this policy. I don't believe that silencing someone for doing a silent protest. How can you silence a silent protest? These guys are...
The First Amendment.
These guys
the freedom
are coming
of press,
out
the
there
freedom of
giving
speech.
it all every week. This didn't change a single thing they did on the field.
Yeah.
They just wanted to remind people that the equality in America is not equal and it's not level, and police brutality is sickening.
And it's in a very peaceful way.
You cannot be
Very
more.
peaceful
You
way.
cannot protest more peacefully than taking a knee. You cannot. You put yourself in a position of weakness. Taking that knee, it's not as strong as standing up. So you're showing your own weakness by kneeling and bringing it out there, and it's sickening. The true message. Apparently, it said the NFL fans as a whole don't understand the message, and I think it's because they choose not to. It's not disrespecting. I heard a lot of people say it's not disrespecting of the flag.
Yeah.
When you buying a beer at the game, or when you texting, or when you on your phone, that's not considered disrespect. But these players who do get paid millions, when they have an opinion at what's considered their job, who they still excel at. The job is the game on the field, and these guys are not letting anything
they
take
can't
away from that.
express their equality, things that they feel outside of playing the game, things in the real world. These players, Colin Kaepernick, I'm sorry, he's not taking this knee for himself, people. He's doing this for the greater good, for the betterment, and it's with the First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of protest, anything to express yourself. Why not? You're not taking guns away, the Second Amendment, so why take these men's voice away while they're kneeling, showing that they want equality for people?
And I'm hearing a lot of people say that this is their job, they should stick to their job. That's the same thing as saying shut up and stick to football. This is a silent protest, not harming anyone. A lot of people say I couldn't do that at my job. I couldn't take a protest at my job. You know what? I think you can take a silent protest at whatever job you work.
Yes.
If it's silent, I believe you actually could take it. If your job played the national anthem every morning and you kneeled, I don't believe you would be fired, because who are you harming? You're not harming anyone with this silent protest.
Correct.
And it's for equality of race, and I don't know the numbers. They're probably about 80% African American in the NFL, and the players make the sport. So,
and fellas, use that platform. Use the NFL platform for more. Don't just use it for football, then you live your life. No, there's other people that needs a better understanding of life, and you could take football and put that in their life. Put what you've learned from football or from the real world into their life.
yeah.
It's not just about you, people. So I praise, or I give applause to Colin Kaepernick, because he took a sacrifice.
Yeah.
He definitely took a sacrifice. Hell of a
To all
quarterback.
the players that have followed him, you guys are inspirations. You're big. You see our small platform that we still spreading this peace, love, and equality. We believe it among all races, white, black, yellow, blue, whatever you are. We just want equality of everybody, and we're on the same track as you guys. So the policy, the new national anthem policy that the NFL has approached and picked up, don't agree with it. Just don't agree with it. Doesn't seem right. And these guys that make the game are fighting hard for their community and their people and the people that look like them. And just like we told you at the NBA player, themselves. This is happening to them as well.
The players.
So I mean, you got players that players can get shot just as easily from police brutality, inequality, just because of the color of their skin. So why not be able to do a silent protest,
Yeah.
and as a silent protest, I just don't see an issue with it. Real news, y'all stick around. We'll be right back. Thank you. The final finishing topic of the day: sports. Let's get it.
Yeah.
We've been keeping y'all hot and kept up with them NHL. I said NHL.
That's hockey league.
Playoffs.
People, hockey league.
They're in the Stanley Cup Finals, and two teams have made it. The Washington Capitals, shout out DC, you guys, and the Vegas Golden Knights are in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Woo.
We've been telling you guys for weeks, this is the Vegas Golden Knights' first year in existence, and they're playing for the ship. So this is big time. The Washington Capitals, Alex Ovechkin, you might have heard his name before. He's an NHL All-Star. He's pretty big time.
Yeah.
He is playing for his very first title. So we got a team in his first year playing for the title and a superstar playing for his first championship. So it should be a very interesting series, and we will keep you guys updated on that. Real news.
Real news.
And last but certainly not least, we got 2 Game 7s. 2 Game 7s in the NBA playoffs now. That's what we diving into, Alex. The NBA playoffs, like I said, is 2 Game 7s. And yes, we are talking about the Kang, baby.
Ooh, is that LeBron James?
We talking about LeBron James.
Who that is?
LeBron James, man. LeBron was down 3-2.
Yeah.
Pushed it. Had an amazing Game 6 in Cleveland. Game 7 is tonight in Boston. We told y'all weeks ago, months ago now, long time ago, we think LeBron is going back
to the finals, man.
Back to the finals. So, Game 7 tonight, we don't even need to talk about it.
Yeah.
I got the King taking it. Kevin Love is out. Man.
Concussion.
If LeBron needs to drop 50, he will. And that's just how I feel about it. There's nothing that could convince me that LeBron will lose this game until it's 000 on the clock.
Okay. I hear you, because that's LeBron James.
And if he does, man, my heart will sink. I'm going to be hurt. I'll be in mourning, man. I might wear all black tomorrow if that King loses. We both predicted he will go back to the finals. I think he will. He's definitely going to need some help from JR, Jeff Green, George Hill, those guys, man.
And I'm actually hearing Jeff Green has stepped up in a role-playing position for Kevin Love.
Yeah, he's going to start for Love.
Yeah.
Man, Boston, Tatum, them boys are talented, young. They got legs. They can run all day.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to believe it till I see it, man. I got LeBron going back to the finals, and I got him playing Warriors coming out of Oakland, coming out the Bay Area. Gave my prediction. Now, I did say the Warriors in 6. Was a little wrong about that. The Rockets have pushed them to 7. Game 7 is going to be tomorrow. But
and that was my prediction, actually, man.
I still want to keep tight and keep hold. And I'm going to say the Warriors are headed back to the finals in 7 now. Now, you go ahead. I was wrong. I was wrong.
I'm not going to put you down just for being wrong, man. I understand. Life happens. But, I do have the Rockets coming out in 7, even though they're going to be losing a very valuable player who is Chris Paul, man, due to a hamstring injury. And actually, the Dubs, they're nicknamed the Dubs, so I guess they are pretty good. But if the Rockets don't have that chance and have that power of just having Chris Paul around, there's a good chance that the Warriors could go to the finals. There's potential there. So I definitely have the Rockets coming out in 7 to go play LeBron in the finals, but it may not happen that way, people.
Yeah. It's life. Things happen. Recovery for Chris Paul. Unfortunate things seem to happen to him in the playoffs a lot often. So wish for a speedy recovery, Chris Paul. But Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, them boys, KD is too much firepower. I'll see them back in the finals. Oracle, see that.
And I'll just say, James Harden, get your buckets and get your team. Take ownership and leadership of your team and tell them to be great. Play defense, effort. Make it seem like you really want to play, Yeah. That simple.
James Harden is going to need a historical night to give the Rockets a chance. 50 plus, just to be honest. But he can do that. He's that type of guy. So we'll see. Games tomorrow. we'll be tuned in. Y'all check it out yourselves.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
And for the final thoughts of the day, man, first we would like to thank you all for tuning in with us, man, because this is like, it's giving us motivation to give you all more, you know. So this is definitely a blessing. Me and Champ, Alex, myself, you know, we just enjoy what y'all doing, you know.
Yeah. And we want to thank y'all. What's this? This is week 6.
Week 6, baby.
Of Real News, episode 6 of Real News. We're going to be here each and every week with you. Subscribe YouTube channel is JustAirWaves. We're on Twitter and Instagram _Real News 1. Give us a follow if you listen, if you lasted this long. Of course, we want to thank you.
Yeah.
Thank everybody who supported, who has even mentioned our name to somebody else, a family member, a friend, or things of that nature. We thank you guys because we can't do it without the support, just like everything else. Nike can't do it without your support. The NBA can't. Walmart, the businesses, nothing can grow, nothing can strive without support from each other. So we definitely want to say thank you. And my final thought of the day is just to read more, something simple, something slight, but like I said, the final thoughts is positive, motivational, things of that nature. So read, gain some more knowledge. We live in 2018 where so many millions of things can be found on the internet. In this day and age, you can be the smartest person that you can be for free almost if you just put a little effort into it. So just read your free time. Don't force anything. Whenever you got some time, some downtime, just read, try to gain some knowledge. So maybe you know something next time that you didn't know today. Maybe you learn a new word. You get to talk about it with a friend who knew that word already.
You know, didn't know.
Sparks conversations. Knowledge sparks conversations. Want y'all to remember that. Knowledge sparks conversation. That's life. That's real news. And we will be back next week. So we want to thank y'all.
We'll definitely be back next week. Stay tuned in with us, man. We're not going to let you know when season 2 is going to start, but that is definitely in the works. So thank you for staying tuned in with us with season 1. Just let it ride out, baby. Let it play out because we're going to be with you each and every week.
Real news.
Year round, baby. Woo, 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 woo.
Real news.
Real news.
Y'all check it out, man. Bye-bye.